So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 lessons I learned while moving to New York City. Now, New York City is one of those places that you learn a lot of lessons very, very quickly. So from really putting yourself out there, working harder than you've probably ever worked in your entire life, to just being out on your own, it is a place where you learn so much about yourself in a very, very short amount of time. And that is why I love it so much. So the first lesson I learned is that being alone is sometimes a good thing. Now, I did have roommates when I first came to work in the city, but at the same time, I didn't know my roommates, and I did feel still like I was living alone at times, even though my roommates were there quite often. So there was something about moving to a new city without anyone I knew. It really did make me such a stronger person in a short amount of time. So whether you are moving to New York City and you're gonna have to have roommates, or you're going to be able to live alone, being alone sometimes is a really, really good thing, and I actually really, really cherish that time in my life where I was really kind of like on my own. So in New York City, you learn very, very quickly. It's hard to make very, very genuine friends. Now, while you're here, if you like going out and you're social, you will have a lot of opportunity to meet friends. However, there's a very, very big difference, in my opinion at least, between genuine friends and going out friends. And some of you guys already might know exactly what I'm talking about, because you'll meet tons of people who want to go to a happy hour, want to go out on a Saturday night, and you will have a lot of friends, but over the years and as time goes by, you'll see exactly who your actual friends are. And it's not like I disliked people who were my friends going out and drinking. It's just that you can only have so many close friends for life. So you could be surrounded by tons of friends, but at the end of the day, who are your genuine close friends? And you'll know the difference between them very, very quickly once you get here. Distractions are everywhere in the city. I mean, everywhere. So a lot of people come to New York City to have the career of their dreams. They think that when they come here that they're gonna have so much opportunities and they're really gonna be able to live this life they've always wanted. And that can definitely be the case. But you have to also remember, there are distractions everywhere in this city. Everywhere. I mean, there's something happening at literally all times of the day, every day. So it is very easy to get distracted by going out, even just grabbing dinner, going shopping, meeting up with friends at all different times of the day. It's crazy how many distractions there actually are. So it's kind of tough because people come here to work harder than ever before, but then there's also all these distractions. So you have to find a balance between the two, which can definitely be a little bit tricky right when you get here because you're so excited. You want to just do everything. You want to experience the full city. So I definitely feel like in my 20s, especially my early 20s, when I first came to the city, I got swept up in some of that. It wasn't that I wasn't working hard. It's just I think back and I'm like, wow, I really, really cared about going to the latest restaurant that opened up, or I really had to go check out this happy hour across town. And I look back, I'm like, was it really necessary to do all those things? But I just didn't want to miss out on what was going on in New York City. So because space is so rare here, you will find that you can probably live with a lot less things than you currently own. So I always say that I definitely became a minimalist because of living in New York City. And I would say a very, very hardcore minimalist would be like, Lauren, you're not a minimalist. But I do feel like a minimalist because compared to what I used to own growing up in the suburbs to now, it's night and day. So you will just find that you don't really need as much things as you think, especially because I feel like in New York City especially, you don't really spend as much time in your home as you do pretty much probably living really anywhere else in the world. So because of that, you just find that you really just don't need as much things as you think. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with my second point, but you truly need to surround yourself with the right people in New York City. So that also goes with friends, but also people who can help bring your career forward. Now, I'm not saying to use people to get ahead in your career, definitely not. I do think that there's always a balance of how you can help someone versus how they can help you. So there's just so many people to meet in the city. And some people come here and don't put themselves out there enough, and then they miss out on opportunities socially and career-wise because they just weren't able to take chances and meet new people. And I think that's the biggest mistake I see some people make here in their first few years in the city. When you first get here, that's the time to put yourself out there and just talk to new people and try new things as much as possible. So those are 5 lessons I learned when moving to New York City. Now, I hope these can help you because I know it's definitely hard to make that transition into New York City. If you guys have any other lessons that you've learned, I would love to hear them in the comments. Or if you guys have any other questions for me, please share them in the comments as well. I always love hearing from you guys. Now, we just launched a City Life newsletter. So this newsletter is going to be really just helping people live a better life in New York City. So that can be anything from dating advice, new restaurants that opened up, don't get too distracted, and also just like neighborhood content around the city. So if that sounds valuable to you, click on the description of this video and sign up for the newsletter using the link in that description. Now, I'm gonna thank you guys in advance because we're so excited to have you guys be a part of the community.